Good morning, everyone, and welcome to North Texas Vegetable Gardening Canning Recipes, a little bit of everything. My name is Jill. Welcoming some new subscribers on gardening. It is February the 2nd, and it is about 70 degrees out here right now. We're supposed to get up to a high of 77. It's going to be quite a warm day today and tomorrow. However, we're told there may be a wintry mix move in on Wednesday. But since it is a beautiful day and you saw what my garden looked like last week, we're going to try to do a first pass till. So what we did is we ran the mower over all that clover that you saw in here last week. And now I'm going to try to till and see just how wet the ground is underneath. If it's too wet, I won't be able to proceed. But if it's dry enough and crumbly enough, then we'll be successful today. And it'll be our first pass till for 2020 in anticipation of planting in March. Okay, you can see it's still pretty wet. I'm going to try to go ahead and do the full gamut here around the garden and see how far we get. My tiller might get a little bogged up. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it does. Stay tuned. Okay, so the dilemma is right now is, since it is so wet, it's kind of bogging up on the tines of my tiller. So I'm having to stop periodically and get that stuff off so I start digging back in. But you can see we're making some progress. So we're going to keep going and see how far we get. So let's take a look at what's going on underneath. You can see that old black gumbo soil just sticks to the tine, sticks to the bottom of the tiller, and I have to clean it out frequently so it doesn't wear and tear on my engine. This Husqvarna has been a terrific tiller. It starts up every year with the first pull, and so let's get in here and clean this stuff out. Okay, we've gotten it all cleared away. It's time to go do a couple more passes. If you don't get all that dirt off from the bottom of it and that mud, then it causes the tiller to ride too high on the ground and it doesn't get deep enough to pull up these clovers. Now these are very shallow rooted, so I'm just skimming the top right now, but it's pulling them up, and so what this will help me do is this will dry out this soil, so whenever I want to go back over it, hopefully maybe next weekend depending on the weather, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to work. But all this green that you see in here will die off. And so let's get started. So you can see it's kicking up, and that's because it's getting that old mud down on the bottom. So I've got to go clean it out so I can get a little bit deeper into the soil and uproot that clover. All right, we've done our pass. You can see how shallow these roots are and how quickly they came up. So let's walk through here. You can see it's that old black gumbo soil. We've modified it year after year, and boy, we sure work it hard to try to keep it being fertile and able to grow our garden. But you can see after this first pass, what we'll do is let it dry out, and then I'll be able to get in there with the tiller and get a little bit deeper and break it up a little bit more. But we needed to go ahead and get it broken up now before these weeds. This clover is like a winter clover, and it normally comes up around March. So we're real early on getting it this year, and I think it's because we've had a very mild winter. That may change this week. Kind of hope it does, because I need it to kill off some things. But you can see it did a pretty good job at pulling that stuff up. Okay guys, even with all that muck and mire and having to go on that tiller and pull all that gunk out, keep it going, it took me right at an hour to complete this bed, so you can see it don't take a lot of time. Now if you're starting out new, it's going to take you a little bit more, but now's the time to get out there and start breaking up the ground that you want to grow in, so that you have a couple more times where you can till it up and get it ready, and you can go through there with a rake and start raking up all your weeds and try to get it as clean as possible. So right now the game plan is I'm going to try to till it again next weekend, providing the weather cooperates. And then we're going to start probably half of the garden, some raised beds, like the raised bed you see right there behind me, where I planted my cool weather plants last weekend. And we want to do that because we get heavy rains in the spring, and then we hit very hot weather mid-June, 1st of July, and everything starts burning up. I can't keep control of the water because trying to water this right here, you can water the plants, but that ground starts cracking and it goes all the way to the other side of the world. So our plan is to split it off this year and do half raised beds and half in the garden, and then we will build from there. We'll see how we do this year with the raised beds. I hadn't decided exactly what I wanted to put in the raised beds yet, because my green beans take up a lot of room, and I kind of don't want to restrict them to a small raised bed because we do enjoy growing our green beans and canning them. There's some seasons that we can get 36 to 40 pints. The last couple of seasons we didn't do very well because we got some late freezes that stunted the plants. But raised beds this year probably are going to be tomatoes and peppers, maybe some tomatillos. I think I am going to put my squash and zucchini directly in the ground because it is so big, and 2 squash plants would take up one of those raised beds. So we're going to probably keep that in a row, and I'm going to do it, I think, on the north side of my garden here, because that's where it does the best, it seems. You can go back and look at year before last, and my gosh, my squash plants were huge. But anyway, get your seeds on order, start working your ground, start making your plans, where you're going to plant, what you're going to plant, how you're going to plant it, and be prepared here in North Texas to start planting the 3rd weekend in March. That's what we're planning on, providing the weather cooperates. Again, we're having kind of some weird weather patterns this year, and we did a little bit last year and the year before. They say it's because of the grand solar minimum, which we go through. It's a cyclical cycle the sun goes through, and so we are waiting to see how the rest of our February and our March goes before we decide exactly when we're going to plant. But every year usually it's the 3rd weekend in March. I'm getting really excited about it. So you want to be prepared. Again, get your seeds, get your soil ready, and we're going to show you again how to plant some of the things. There's lots of great videos out there that you can watch now on planting and planting practices. There's a video out there called Planting Your Vegetable Garden for Beginners. You need to go check that out if you've not gardened before, and now's the time to start doing that. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. We hope that you have a wonderful week. If you're in Texas, keep an eye on the weather around Wednesday. We're expecting some bad weather. Ice and snow is what they're saying, but you know what? You never know here. Again, it's almost 80 degrees here right now. So again, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. We ask that you hit that like button and that you hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned and if you want to get your garden going this year. And we will be checking back with you in the next week. Take care, God bless, and happy gardening.